What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another episode of Life of a Game Hunter / Collector. Series I started to give you guys a tidbit of what it's like to be a game hunter / collector. What are we working on today? Well, guys, I got some terrible news. As I went to play Chrono Trigger yet again, I have beat it for the first time. I beat it on a Retron 5. Went to play it on the SNES and it did not save my beloved copy here. I'm going to show you guys how to change the battery out in that, as well as get a Sega Game Gear done and refurbished up, so you'll get to see that as well. So I'll go ahead and announce the winner to the last episode giveaway. That is Josh P. Just hit me up on Instagram to claim your prize. You can pick out one of those awesome pins, whether it's Zelda or Pokemon, whatever it may be. For everybody else out there watching, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment down below for your chance to win. And now, guys, I gotta plug it. I plug this almost every episode now, but it's amazing how much the server's actually grown. But make sure you check out the Discord server that I have posted a link for in the description, as well as a pinned comment. It's just a bunch of people talking about retro gaming or selling or flipping or just having general conversations about the things we love. So make sure you come over there and check that out. It's very easy and very awesome. I'm new to it myself, so if you ever had anything you wanted to say to me, I'm on it all the time. So anyways, guys, let's go out to the shop. Let's get to work. Guys, welcome to the shop. It is a disaster in here, but I actually been working before I started filming. I know I do work without the camera on a lot of times. I gotta run some things. But what we're going to do today, as I told you, we're going to fix this. This is not saved. I finally beat this game for the first time, but it was on Retron 5, so I could play it on the big screen. Looked real nice upscaled. And I had save states. So we're going to open this up because I want to play it again, but I want to play it on the SNES, the original. Plus, we're going to change the back out on that. And then, even though I already done it, you'll get to see a very awesome time-lapse of a Game Gear being done. And then we will, at the end of the video, we'll go out into the game room and test this and make sure it's working. So I'm sure a lot of people who aren't familiar with why this cartridge looks like it does, I bought a whole bunch of games off of a subscriber. Like, it was an amazing lot. He gave me a great deal, but a lot of them were damaged. This being one of them. Out of all the games, only one of them didn't work. And actually, I sent that off to a buddy of mine who actually knows a whole lot more than I do. And he's got some parts ordered, and he's going to try to fix that specific game. This one I did get to work. Thought it saved, but it did not. Or maybe the battery died between here and the last time that I actually checked the battery. So in order to do this is very simple. These batteries are pretty common on eBay. They're not expensive. $5 or $6 gets you a sleeve. It's a 2032 battery. You can use them in Game Boy games, some Game Boy Advance games, SNES cartridges. It will work just fine, as I will show you here. So let's go ahead and open this up. Plus, I brought out old Bill Walsh college football because the back of this, it looks terrible, as you can see. So we're going to swap this back onto that one while I got it open, just to make it look a lot better. Go ahead and get this back opened up. Make sure we put the right board in the right game. You don't want someone getting Bill Walsh and being upset they got Chrono Trigger. I don't think they'd be too mad at that, but at the same time, we won't get them mixed up. This ain't got no save battery or nothing. This back is what we want. So what we're going to do is take that, put that there, put this over there, and just so I don't get confused, go ahead and put this up. I don't think anybody's going to get too upset at me swapping old Bill Wash's college football out. Matter of fact, I'm going to take his screws too. His screws are real nice and shiny. Alright, Bill, enjoy yourself. So Chrono Trigger here. Let me show you how this board is looking. We got these pins nice and polished up. This battery is got to go. We got to desolder this one out and put this other one in. I'm going to have to stretch it a little bit maybe to get that to actually fit. Man, those pins. I don't even think I had Bright Boy whenever I was doing these pins originally. I'm going to hit them one more time with that Bright. Just because this is too amazing of a game not to have in the top, you know, the top it can be. So let's go ahead and desolder this battery out of here. So with the battery out, always try to remember your orientation. With these button cell batteries, the bottom half, I don't know how to explain it, like I really don't know. If you look at it, this bottom right here with the smaller ring in there, that's going to be your negative. The top's always going to be your positive. So always remember that with the board. A lot of times positive is going to have the bigger end, the negative is going to have the smaller end too, depending on the battery itself. So we're going to put that off to the side. I'm going to clean these, clean out the I can't even talk. They clean the excess solder off of these real quick. I'm going to use this board holder right here, which someone sent in, which is, I use this thing quite a bit. It holds the board perfectly for me while I work on it. Alright, so with that cleaned up, let's go ahead and take our battery out. And this is probably going to be a really tight fit as far as these aren't that long, which is maybe a little problematic. Positive on the top. So it's just like that. That ain't going to be too bad. I can bend that in there. So that's what we're going to do. As you can see, I don't know how well the camera's going. I probably need to zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better here. I'm always apologetic on not doing that right. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so there's the board. As you can see, looking good. Here's our battery. And as you can see, it's supposed to go flat. You know, you'd use these more for Game Boy batteries. I'm going to bend these ends in to get them to fit through their slots. And as you can see, the bigger end's going to be positive, smaller end's going to be negative on this one as well. I don't want to bend too much in there. I got to still be able to fit it in the actual slot. Let's see, this battery ain't wanting to fit because this end's just a little too fat, but we can manage that with a pair of scissors. I can trim that down if I can find some. There we go. And all I did was just trim that down just a hair, and that should fit in there now. There we go. We got that side. There we go. I got some poke on the other side. Let me trim it down just a hair more. Alright, a good trick that I found when it comes to soldering, if this doesn't want to stay in place, take you something other than your fingers, because your fingers are going to hurt like hell, and prod these out so you can lay some solder down. That way when you got it upside down, you can work on it fairly easy. So now all I got to do is solder this in place, and it should be good. Alright, so we got the replacement battery in there. That case looks a lot better with that new back on there, and you can still see a little bit of discoloration. You can use the exact match battery on it. It's not going to hurt anything to use a different battery. May jeopardize the longevity of the save, you know, years versus years. But you'll see here it should work just fine. So let's go check out this time lapse here, and then at the end of the video, it's weird doing these videos where I'm doing them like backwards. Like I said, I usually do them in order, but I already did the Game Gear. So anyways, guys, move on to the Game Gear. At the end of the video, we'll check this out in the game room. Alright guys, so this vlog video, I'm sure I've already done this part first where we are going to fix the battery in the Chrono Trigger. I just came out of the shop. I was working on some Game Gears a few days back. I know I do some things that y'all don't see on camera. I had some orders come in. Went ahead and knocked 2 of them out. I got one that was giving me issues. Did the recap, checked everything I could, and it's still having problems. So I'm going to piggyback these caps onto another board. And you'll probably see this, you know, like I said, at the second half of the video, it'll be a time lapse like I normally do. That way people can see the work that's actually going done when I do Game Gears. So, anyways, with that said, guys, let's enjoy some retro music and watch me get cranking on this as my iron heats up. that is it on this unit right here. We have just completed it. Let's go ahead and make sure it is working like it's supposed to here. Go ahead and give this game a quick clean here. Should be enough to fire it up. Let's find out. Alright, this Game Gear's in really nice condition too. There we go. Cuts on like it should. Contrast is where it's at. How's the speaker? Nice and loud. I don't know how well that's picking up on camera. I can never see this when I'm like looking over the shoulder of it. Playing well though. I mean, this is a really nice condition Game Gear. The sound is absolutely loud as can be. Very nice. So this one will be available. Like I said, I had some orders. I already got 2 gone. So this one I'll probably put on Magari until one of you guys or someone else buys it. So check that out there. As for what we're going to do next, I haven't even done this, but we're going to go to the game room and make sure this is saving. Even though I haven't done it, this video is kind of in reverse. So let's go over there and check that out. Alright guys, to conclude this video, we are here in the game room. Got the copy of Chrono Trigger. Let's go ahead and remove what I was playing last. Going through some awesome Mega Man X there. And let's see here. Alright, plug you up. Still working, so that's that's always a good sign right there. So we're going to have to set up a save file. I like to use my dual turbos. These things are absolutely amazing. They're wireless. The only problem is like they can get interference between like something in front of it. They work really well. So let's set up a save file here. Let me turn this down. This thing's outrageously loud. Alright, so there's not going to be a save file on here, obviously. And I may have to pause for a second or skip through the video so I can set up a save file. So let's see, what do we want to name it? We'll do the classic here. We'll just leave it Chrono, it don't matter. So if you see a skip, it just means I had to actually, save the game before I could show you that it is working. Alright guys, so I got to a point where I can save the game, which, I forgot it takes just a second to get to. So I made 3 separate save files here. Let's go ahead and check and see if it held our save. I always like to turn it off and then actually pull the game. I don't know why I pull the game out. Maybe it's just me. Stick it back in there. Let's see if she's working. God, who doesn't love the intro to Chrono Trigger? That's just amazing. And as you can see, the saves are still there. So working just fine. Better than it was before, and it looks even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you have not checked out that Discord server, like I'm always plugging it, but it's really amazing how much it's grown and all the people that come there and talk, and we just talk about retro gaming, selling, and people are trading, all sorts of stuff. So anyways guys, that link will be in the description as well as a pinned comment. I hope you all take care and enjoy the rest of your day.